I'm still like extremely shocked that it got to the point that it did. I mean, at the end of the day, we're talking about a makeout between two single people.
We have to talk about some of the drama that happened this week and everything going on with Ciara, with Austin. I mean, and this fight between Danielle and Ciara, were you shocked that it escalated to the point that it did?
I was. Yeah. You know, when the dinner happened and the conversation started and Ciara initiated the conversation, it was very clear to me that she wanted to speak and she wanted me to listen. And I just like knew that if I said anything, it was going to be World War III. So I just kind of stayed calm and didn't engage, which I thought, quite frankly, was the most mature thing that I could do in that moment, considering how angry she seemed to be. And, you know, once Ciara started crossing the line with the verbal attacks on me, that's when Danielle was like, all right, I'm going to draw the line. Like, this is enough, which is true. Like, I was just taking it on the chin because I knew that if I engaged, it would have exploded. So Danielle decided to step in and it still exploded. And, you know, I'm still like extremely shocked that it got to the point that it did. I mean, at the end of the day, we're talking about a makeout between two single people. And, you know, from there to get that angry and upset and to say all of these nasty things to me and to stand up and get in Danielle's face and then to subsequently throw your wine and your wine glass was really just sad. It was really, really sad to see.
Yeah.
And it's hard reliving it, to be honest.
I'm sure. You know, Ciara was on Watch What Happens Live last night. I don't know if you saw, but she said she's 98% certain that you were doing this whole thing with Austin to get back at her. What's kind of your reaction to that?
I mean, you know, I love when people try to tell you how you felt in that moment. If you really break it down, I not at all had any intentions of getting back at Ciara. I was not privy to any conversation where she was talking about how much she liked Austin. I was not in those rooms when she was crying about Austin, and I wasn't even there the weekend before my birthday. So she says, oh, you heard me last weekend say I was so excited. I'm like, I wasn't even there.
Yeah.
So, you know, for me, yeah, did I like know that Ciara had some semblance of feelings for Austin? Sure. But she also had a crush on Carl, you know, the whole beginning of summer, and she was making out with Carl and she was making out with Alex. So I was just like focused on throwing my birthday and having a good time. Like, I spent $10,000 on my birthday, over a month planning it, had all these vendors coming, had to, you know, I was the first one setting up, the last one setting up, did an outfit change, a speech. And I had over 150 people there, most of which were my friends. So I'm focused on like so many things in the bigger picture of throwing a party, because that's who I am as, you know, like a publicist, right. As somebody who has always thrown events. Like, I'm constantly checking in every which direction. And then on top of that, you have Austin running around, chasing me, throwing me in the pool, picking me up, making out with me. The last thing on my mind was like, oh no, like, you know, I'm doing this to get back at Ciara. It makes zero sense that that's what was going on in my mind. And that wasn't what was going on in my mind, because I had all these other things to focus on and worry about.
Like, watching it back now, knowing how she felt, do you feel bad about any of it, or do you still?
Yeah, I do. And you saw on last night's episode where I was like, hey, like, I'm sorry, like that, like, you really liked this guy and like you got hurt at the end of the day, because I know that feeling. I experienced that feeling this summer alone. And, you know, like, but you can't like blame me because a guy is making you feel this way.
At the end of the day, it's Austin's fault.
Yeah, like if Austin is showing you his true colors and showing you that he doesn't want to be in a relationship and that he wants to be single, unfortunately, it was through me that Austin was showing that to her, but that should not be blamed on me.
Yeah. I know Paige has been kind of upset with you this season. Is there anything that she said behind closed doors that surprised you when you watched it back?
You know, I covered this at the reunion. I really thought I had a good summer with Paige. Yeah. Like I legitimately left the summer like, wow, Paige and I got along more than we have. We laughed, we, shared more things with each other. We related on different topics, more so than we have in past summers. And I was pretty surprised to see the amount of shit talking that she did, because she would say one thing to my face and then the door would close in her room and she would just like say all these nasty things about me. I was pretty surprised to see, the way that she wound Ciara up and kind of like wound her up to like incite the violence that ensued at the Andrea's poor love dinner. Yeah, I was kind of shocked to see that.
Yeah. Do you think that you and Ciara will ever be on good terms?
I feel like we could maybe be in the same room together, but it's just not the kind of, person I want as a friend. Like the girlfriends that I have in my life, my absolute best friends are all very inspiring women who typically are entrepreneurs, who they have deep connections. And I think that Ciara, being treated like a guy and blaming it on a girl, that's not the kind of friend that I want.
Yeah.